here, what is the element of cost? Okay, here, what is the element of cost in the sense like when you talk about the cost, here it is a measurement, okay, in the monetary aspect. Here, what are the amount of the resources which are used for the purpose of production of goods or for rendering services. Okay, and here cost object. Here in this, like you'll also consider the cost object in the sense it can be defined as like anything which a separate measurement of cost may be decided. Okay, for example, like in the manufacturing organization, for example, if it's a manufacturing organization, here the manufacturing process takes place, isn't it? So whatever the process is there, that you're going to consider it as cost object. And here, apart from that, like you have the cost center also. Cost center in the sense, like it is the section of the organization. Okay, here when you talk about the cost center, like it is like a person, or it is an equipment, or it can be a department. Okay, here for this, what you're going to do exactly, for which like cost, you're going to ascertain the cost. And here you're going to ascertain the cost, and then like whatever the cost is associated with that, you're going to use it for the purpose of the control. And here, and one more element in the costing is cost unit. Cost unit in the sense, like it is the unit of product, for example, whatever the like activities you are taking place per day in relation to the cost associated. This you are going to ascertain this. Okay, and here in the costing part, like here how costing came into existence due to the limitations of the financial accounting part. And here, and the third accounting is management accounting. Management accounting, when you talk about the management accounting, like it is the modern concept of accounting, and it acts as a tool for the management for interpreting as well as for taking the decisions in the organization. So here how what is management accounting? Management accounting, it is a combination of both financial and cost accounting. And here the major limitations, this question you can expect in the external point of view. What are the limitations of the financial accounting? Okay, the major limitations is here financial accounting, it shows only the overall performance. And here, as I said, that like it only considered the historical data in this previous year data you are going to take in order to prepare the financial statements. That is, it is historical in nature. And here, whatever the data you are taking here, that data, based on the data, you cannot go for performance appraisal. Okay, your performance appraisal in the sense, like you cannot appraise in terms of the efficiency in use of whatever the materials, labor, whatever the resources you are employing in order to produce that will not be considered. That cannot be happened in financial accounting part. And apart from that, the other limitation of financial accounting is no material control system. Okay, so here, and no labor cost control. And here in the financial accounting part, like you're going to tell only that this is the cost incurred in order to produce it. So you take both direct cost and direct cost and indirect cost. Direct cost in the sense what you take in the trading account, and here indirect cost in the sense what you take in the P&L account. So here, but only the cost, whatever the cost is incurred, that cost only you're going to mention. But the thing is, here no classification of cost is given in the financial accounting part. And here, apart from that, this is a loss incurred. Only you're going to write like gross loss or net loss. That only you're going to mention. But analysis for the losses you cannot derive with the help of the financial accounting part. And here, apart from that, like one more limitation of financial accounting is it has inadequate information for fixing the prices. And here, with this, whatever the cost you are entering in the financial accounting part, you cannot go for the comparison. And here, apart from that, it also fails to supply the useful data to the management, where the management has to take decision at every point of time, at every activity, whatever the organization is performing. Here, the management has to take the decisions. For that, if sufficient information is not provided in the financial accounting part. Okay, that's the reason cost accounting came into existence. And as I said, that the main objectives of cost accounting is in order to ascertain the cost, in order to go for the cost control, in order to go for the cost reduction, in order to guide the business policy, and also in order to determine the selling price for the product. Okay, and here one more question you can expect, and like the external point of view, that is cost accounting and finance comparison between cost accounting and financial accounting. So here, when this question is been asked in the examination, so you need to compare based on the purpose, based on the statutory requirement, based on the analysis of cost and profit, based on the periodicity of reporting, based on the control aspect, based on the historical and predetermined cost, and it is based on the presenting information, and it is based on the types of the transactions you are going to record both in the financial accounting and cost accounting. And here, and the last comparison should be based on the types of statement prepared. Okay, so in the financial accounting part, what all you are going to prepare? You are going to prepare trading account or manufacturing account, P&L account, and balance sheet. Okay, whereas in the cost accounting part, where what you are going to prepare, you are going to in this you are going to prepare a statements and report, your statements and report on loss of material, idle time, like a variance report. Okay, these are the reports you are going to generate with help of the cost accounting part. Okay, so here, and then management accounting. One more like a question you can expect external point of view is the difference between the comparison between management accounting and cost accounting. So especially when you talk about the management accounting part, management accounting, like it is for whatever the limitations you are facing both in financial accounting and cost accounting, to overcome those limitations, management accounting came into existence. So here in the management accounting part, you can go for the comparison. Comparison is possible. You can go for the interpretation. You can go for the decision making also. So these are the advantages which you find in management accounting part. Okay, and here one more thing, like methods of costing. This question also you can expect external point of view. So we have around 8 methods of costing. The first method is job order costing, and the second one is contract costing. This contract
Ma'am,
costing,
can you repeat the methods of costing?
methods of costings.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
want me to repeat like all the 8 methods?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, take down. Job order costing, job order costing, contract costing, contract costing. This is also known as terminal costing. This is also known as terminal costing. And the third one is batch costing. Third one is batch costing. Fourth one is process costing. Fourth one is process costing. Fifth one, operation costing. Sixth one, single output, or unit costing, or unit costing. Seventh one is operating or service costing. Operating or service costing. The last one is multiple or composite costing. Multiple or composite costing. Okay. Is it fine?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. Here, job costing. Here, job costing, it is also called as job order costing. So this is the method where you're going to apply, where work is undertaking to customer's special requirement. For example, like construction company, you can take it as example. Fabrication, you can take it as example. Once the job is assigned, once the job is done, and again you get back to your position, and then like you wait till the other job comes to you. Okay, so here in the job costing, again you can take the classification like factory job costing, batch job costing, contract costing. So these are the two examples that construction companies or construction industry and fabrication, you can take it as example. Okay, job costing. Okay, here when you take the contract costing in the sense, here basically you should know the difference between the job costing and job and the contract. Okay, what is the job in the sense, job is very small and contract is big. Okay, so here contract costing, contract costing in the sense, like this is the variation of the job costing. And here whatever the principles are there, the principles of job costing, like these principles you're going to apply in the contract costing. Okay, here for example you can take like construction of buildings, dams, bridges, roads, shipbuilding, this and all, you can take it as example under contract costing. Okay, so here batch costing, especially cool drink companies, this and all, you can take it as example. Like batch costing in the sense, you're going to produce in lots. The lot can be 10, 100,000. Okay, so whenever you're producing goods in lot, it is called as batch production. And here for that, like cost is incurred, isn't it? So in lots, so that is called as batch costing. Okay, here as I said that cool drinks, ready-made garments, toys, shoes, tires, this and all, you can take it as example under the batch costing part. And process costing in the sense, like your the process costing, it'll be like level 1, level 2, level 3, so till you get the finished product. So process, like it can be based on the nature of the product you're producing. Based on that, like you'll have different levels in the process. Okay, so here for this, like you can take example of like refineries, you can take it as example. Or soap manufacturing, you can take it as example. Like chemical works, textile mills, this and all, you can take it as example for the process costing. And then operation costing in the sense, so here this method, like it provides the minute analysis. Okay, analysis of what? So what we are talking about, we are talking about cost, isn't it? So this particular type of costing, it provides the minute analysis of cost, and also it ensures that your whatever is there, it's a great, like with the greater accuracy and better control. Okay, this is called as operation costing. And then the sixth one is unit costing. So here, especially this type of costing, it is applied in mines, like brick lanes, steel production, floor mills, this and all, you can take it as example for the unit costing. Per unit cost, you're going to calculate under this unit costing. And then operating or service costing. So operating, here for example, what example you can take under this? You can take transport undertakings like road transport, railways, airlines, like shipping companies, this and all, you can take it as example. Okay, and here multiple or composite costing in the sense, like it is the application of more than one method. Whenever you are applying it, whenever in the costing part, more than one method, okay, in order to ascertain the cost, then this is called as multiple or composite costing. Okay, so on the whole, we have like it is classified into two: job costing and process costing. So here this job costing and process costing all together, like we have total eight methods. Okay, in the costing part. Okay, and then here next question you can expect external point of view is techniques of costing. Okay, we have around 5 techniques. If at all, if you want to make a note of it, you can make a note of it. The first method is write the heading as techniques of costing. Write the heading as techniques of costing. First one is standard costing. First one is standard costing. Second one is budgetary control, budgetary control. Third one is marginal costing, marginal costing. Fourth one is total absorption costing. Total absorption costing. And the last one is uniform costing. Last one is uniform costing. I repeat once again, like techniques have like standard costing, budgetary control, marginal costing, total absorption costing, and uniform costing. Okay. So here standard costing. So here standard costing in the sense here like whatever the cost, for example, like in the organization for the production part, like we are taking, for example, let us take manufacturing company as the example. So in order to produce one unit, okay, you determine the cost. Okay, when you are determining the cost, for example, in order to produce one unit, it should be only 10 rupees. So what is this 10 rupees? This is called as standard cost. Means this is the predetermined. Okay, this is the predetermined cost. Okay, so here generally what happens in the standard costing, so actually like standard cost for producing one unit is 10 rupees, but start producing it, if it is
Ma'am, your voice is disturbing.
Nageshwari, mute your mic.
Hello,
Yes, ma'am.
what happened? Something went wrong. Okay, fine. Hello, ma. Techniques. So standard costing. Standard costing in the sense it is a predetermined cost. Okay. And then generally what happens when you're actually doing, when you actually start producing it, if this 10 rupees becomes 11 rupees, so 11 rupees will be the actual cost. Okay. 10 rupees is the standard cost, which is predetermined, and 11 rupees is the actual cost. So generally what happens in the organization, the difference between the variance, what is the variance here? Variance in the sense it is the difference between the actual cost and the standard cost. Okay. So here, in order to here, after identifying the variance or after identifying the gap, okay. So what the organization try to find out the reasons for the difference, so that the organization, the management can take corrective actions. Okay. And budgetary control. Budgetary control in the sense here, like what you're going to do. This is a technique which is applied in order to control the total expenditure. Total expenditure on what? Total expenditure on materials, wages, and overheads. So how you're going to compare? You're going to compare with the actual performance with the planned performance. And marginal costing. What is meant by marginal? Marginal in the sense it is additional, isn't it? So here marginal is, it is a technique. Okay, in this technique, what exactly you are going to do? You are going to separate the cost into fixed and variable cost. Okay, your fixed and variable cost, and then here like in the marginal cost, like it is a technique used in order to study the effect on profit of changes in the volume, or it can be type of output. And the fourth one is total absorption costing. Total absorption costing in the sense, here in this you are going to take the complete information to the marginal costing. Only one variable cost are changed to the products. Okay, so that means that here this total absorption costing, it is a traditional method of costing, so whereby like total cost are charged to the products. When you talk about the total cost in the sense, it is a combination of both fixed cost and variable cost. Uniform costing in the sense, here like this is not a separate method or separate costing technique, standard costing or process costing. Like it simply uniform costing in the sense, it simply denotes a situation in which number of firms adopt, okay, a uniform set of principles. Whatever the principles are there, uniform set of principles you are going to adopt in the organization, that is called as uniform costing. These are the 5 different techniques. This also you can expect in external point of view. Okay, and then here one more question you can expect in external point of view is classification of cost. Okay, so here classification of cost, if at all if you want to take, you can take classification into direct. First one is, write the heading as classification of cost. Write the heading as classification of cost. First one is classification based on direct cost and indirect cost. Classification based on direct cost and indirect cost. So under this you have two. Under this you have two, direct cost and indirect cost. And second one is classification into fixed and variable cost. Classification into fixed and variable cost. So under this, first one is fixed cost, variable cost, semi-variable or semi-fixed cost, semi-variable or semi-fixed cost. Third one, classification into committed and discretionary cost. Committed and discretionary cost. Next, classification into product cost and period cost. Product cost and period cost. Next, classification into controllable and non-controllable cost. Classification into controllable and non-controllable cost. Next one, classification into historical cost and predetermined cost. Historical cost and predetermined cost. And the next one is classification into normal cost and abnormal cost. Normal cost, abnormal cost. Okay. Next, take this heading as special cost for management decision making. Special cost for management decision making. First one, relevant and irrelevant cost. Relevant and irrelevant cost. Sunk cost. SUNK, sunk cost. Differential cost. Differential cost. Okay. Next, marginal cost. Imputed cost. Imputed cost. Opportunity cost. Opportunity cost. Replacement cost. Replacement cost. Explicit cost. Implicit cost. Explicit cost. Implicit cost. Future cost. Future cost. And the last one is conversion cost. Conversion cost.
Ma'am, can you repeat this one? Classification of cost. Third one, classification into committed and
Classification into discretionary cost. DISCRETIONARY.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. So here, classification of direct cost and indirect cost. Here, I'll just give the examples like how you can identify direct and indirect cost. Here, for example, here whatever the cost you are entering. For example, your company is a manufacturing company, like whatever the costs are incurred in order to produce the finished good. So those costs are directly incurred in order to produce the finished good, isn't it? Those costs is called as direct cost. And indirect cost in the sense whatever the cost, whatever the expenses you are taking in P&L account, those and all will come under indirect cost. Okay, so here for example, like indirect cost like stationery, like paying salaries to the office people. Here, paying wages to the workers, it is a direct cost. Paying salaries to the office, then it is an indirect cost. So here, just remember that direct cost in the sense directly incurred in order to produce the finished good. Indirect cost in the sense it is a cost which is indirectly incurred in order to produce the finished good. So direct expenses, whatever you incur in trading account, that and all you can take it as example for the direct cost. And whatever the expenses you are entering in P&L account, that and all you can take it under indirect cost. Okay. So next one is fixed cost, variable cost, and semi-variable and fixed cost. Okay. Fixed cost. Fixed cost in the sense it is a cost which is fixed, whatever may be the changes in the volume of production, that is called as fixed cost. And variable cost is the cost which varies with the volume of production. Okay, whatever the volume of production, if it is increasing, the variable cost also changes. That is called as variable cost. Semi-variable cost and or semi-fixed cost in together it can be called as mixed cost. Mixed cost in the sense it is a combination of both your fixed and variable cost is called as semi-variable or semi-fixed cost. And then classification of committed and discretionary cost. Okay, here committed cost and discretionary cost means here in the committed cost, these are the costs that are incurred in maintaining the physical facilities, okay, and managerial setup. This is called as committed cost. Okay, so here, for example, salaries for the managing partners. Okay, you can take it as example for that. And here, discretionary cost. Discretionary cost in the sense these are the costs which can be avoided. Okay, in the committed cost, these are the costs cannot be avoided. Whereas for the discretionary cost, these costs can be avoided by the management decision. Okay, why? Because these are the costs which are not permanent. For example, yeah, advertising, research and development cost, this and all, you can take it as example under the discretionary cost. And here, classification into product cost and period cost. Here, product cost in the sense, these are the costs which, like, it includes all costs that are involved in order to produce a finished good. Okay, so right from the purchases, carriage invoice, okay, until you produce the finished good, that is called as product cost. Your period cost, in the sense, here these are the costs which are not necessarily required for the production, but these are the costs incurred, okay, even if there is no production taking place in the organization. Okay, this is called as period cost. And then classification into controllable and non-controllable cost. Here, controllable cost in the sense, here, for example, when you take the environment, like internal environment and external environment. So internal environment is always controllable, whatever the factors associated. For example, you are taking organization, so organization, that you can take it as internal environment, and external environment like suppliers, governments, like competitors, customers, this and all, you can take it as example for the external environment. So here, internal point of view, it is always controllable. Whatever the cost associated, these costs are controllable. Whereas your external environment, whatever the cost associated in the external environment, these are the costs are uncontrollable, like non-controllable cost. Okay, so here, like for example, controllable cost, what all you can take: cost of raw materials. Okay, you can take it as example for the controllable cost. Non-controllable cost, you can take like factor rent, managerial salaries. Every time, like, you need to increase them, isn't it? So that's the reason these are the costs which are not controllable based on the environment. Okay, so here next one is historical cost and predetermined cost. Here, historical cost in the sense, here these are the costs which have been already incurred in the organization. It is not the actual cost. Okay, and predetermined cost in the sense, here, which is the cost which is ascertained in advance, okay, for producing the finished good. Okay, this is called as predetermined cost. And classification into normal and abnormal cost. Normal cost, like, you can define it as like it is the cost which is normally incurred. Okay, and here abnormal cost in the sense, here, which is not normally incurred. For example, like, uh, uh, generally what happens when you take the normal cost, like, it is not treated as a past part of the cost of the production. Okay, but it is charged to the cost in the P&L account, that is profit and loss account. Okay, these are the different types of classification which you can expect in external point of view. And here, apart from this, you also have this special cost for management decision making. Why? Because here decision making, every activity, whatever the organization is performing, you need to go for the decision making. So that is very important. For that, what type of costs are associated? The first one is relevant cost. Relevant cost in the sense, here, it is the cost, like, whose, like, magnitude will be affected by a decision making. Whatever the decisions you are taking in the organization, so that decisions will affect the will have certain effect. Okay, that is called as relevant cost. Irrelevant cost in the sense, here, whatever decisions you are taking in the organization, that impact, that decision, that decision impact will not be there on the cost. If it is there on the cost, then it is called as a relevant cost. If it is not there, then it is called as a irrelevant cost. Okay, and here, sunk cost. Sunk cost in the sense, like, it is an expenditure made in the past. Okay, but you cannot change. Okay, it is made in the past, but you cannot change. That is called as sunk cost. And here, differential cost. Differential cost, like, sometimes we will call it as incremental cost. Okay, so here, differential cost in the sense, it is the increase or decrease in the total cost. Okay, what is meant by decision making here? Selecting the alternative among the alternative, isn't it? So here, like, increase or decrease in the total cost which results from an alternative course of action is called as differential cost. And then marginal cost. Marginal cost in the sense, it is the additional cost incurred for producing an additional unit is called as marginal cost. And then imputed cost. Imputed cost in the sense, here these are the hypothetical costs, like which are specially computed outside the accounting system. So here generally these costs are incurred for what purpose? For taking the decision making, for taking the decisions in the organization. Okay, so here opportunity cost in the sense, like it is the cost which is involved, like for example, here like for better understanding, I'll give you the example. Like you have in front of you, you have like 3 or 4 alternatives you have, but you need to select only one alternative. So when you are selecting the one alternative, and what you are doing, remaining 3 alternatives, total 4 alternatives are there in front of you, you are selecting only one alternative. But what you are foregoing, remaining 3, whatever the advantages are there in the remaining 3 alternatives, those you are foregoing. That is called as opportunity cost. Okay, and the replacement cost. Replacement cost, in the sense, like this is the cost, like which can be purchased. Okay, like in another words, like you can call it as it is the current market cost of replacing an asset. Okay, that is called as replacement cost. Okay, and here explicit cost. Explicit cost and implicit cost together, we will call it as out of pocket cost. Okay, so here like out of pocket cost is also known as what? Like explicit cost. And one more thing, like you people are asking me about chapter 1 in reader of model paper. So here right now I don't have any model papers. So overview first, based on your syllabus, 1, 2, 3 overview I am giving, and the next class I'll be giving like remaining 3. Okay, so in reader I'm not going with a reader, whatever the book you are mentioning it, I'm not going with that. Overview I'm giving external point of view, what sort of questions will be asked in the examination. Okay, so okay, fine. Okay, and if at all, like I'll give you all 5 minutes time at the end of the session. Like if at all, if you have any questions, you can ask me questions. At least share the screen. So I did not prepare any PPT in order to share the screen. Okay, and next class onwards, I'll ensure myself that like preparing with some PPT. Okay, and the same thing I can share it to you. Okay, so right now though I don't have any PPTs. Okay, overview I'm giving you. Okay, and then future cost. Future cost, like it is the cost. It is the cost which is which occurs in the future. Okay, so here it is not all about like future cost. Like generally what happens here, like in this, you'll not take into consideration already. Yeah, ma, I know this is 5th sem. Okay, 5th sem,
Ma'am,
the first
you
hour
might
actually
mind
income
that.
tax scheduled class is income tax. But the thing is, madam, because of some assignments, like she could not take the class. I'm taking, that's the reason I started my class at 10:30 to 11:30. And after half an hour break, again, I'll be continuing my class. Okay. So this class, today's income tax class, that will be like taken by madam, like when, I don't know. Okay, maybe next week. Okay. So that's the reason I'm taking both the classes today. Both in place of income tax, I'm taking costing, and my costing class as per schedule, I'll be continuing that. Is this clear?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Conversion cost. Conversion cost in the sense, like in the conversion cost, like you're going to take the sum of direct labor, okay, like material, direct labor, as well as the factory overheads. Means combination of these two, direct labor and factory overheads, will give you conversion cost. Okay, these are the what is it to everyone? I did not get this. What is the link? Chatwhatsapp.com. What is it?
Ma'am, is it 5th sem link, ma'am, and
Okay,
WhatsApp
okay.
group?
Okay, fine,
You
fine.
may share that the important questions or PDF.
Yeah. Like I'll be giving you. You want me share? You want me to share the questions also?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay. So you can add my number in that group. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Once I prepared the questions, I can share it to you all. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay. And the last topic, like in the third chapter, is elements of cost. So elements of cost, what are the advantages of cost accounting? Here, the basic advantage of cost accounting is you can classify the cost. Okay, classification is possible in the costing part. Okay, so here total cost, again it is divided into direct cost and indirect cost. Direct cost again divided into, it is again classified into direct material, direct labor, direct expenses. Okay, again indirect cost, again it is classified into indirect material, indirect labor, and indirect expenses. So this classification, this is the basic advantage of cost accounting, where you can go for the classification of costing where it is not possible in financial accounting. Okay, so here, and the main questions you can expect is like what is cost accounting, and briefly discuss about the objectives and advantages of cost accounting, and you can expect like comparison of financial accounting and cost accounting, and comparison of cost accounting and management accounting, and then you can expect the classification of costing, the methods of costing. Okay, these are the questions you can expect from external point of view. And also in short bits you can expect what is opportunity cost, what is explicit cost, what is implicit cost, uh, and uh, and one important question you can expect in external point of view is why cost accounting is necessary. What is the significance of cost accounting? And here, in order to go with the cost accounting system, what are the steps? What is the process in the organization? This question you can expect in external point of view. Okay, and then you can expect what write a short note on like cost unit, cost center, cost objective. Okay, ma'am, you're telling very fastly. Please share. Okay, so I'll be a little bit slow for you all. Okay. Uh, till now, what all I gave the inputs about like 3 units. Is it fine? Any explanation is required? The important questions though, I'll share it in the WhatsApp group. You add my name. Okay. So that like I'll share the all the 3 units questions. It's okay. Okay, fine. Okay. So if at all, if you have any doubts, if you have any particular, why? Because already in front of you, I think you have book. Okay. And that any concept not understood, you can ask me question. You can clarify your doubts.
Ma'am, can you share your number in the chat box?
Okay, fine. Madam, you can join this link directly or send your number. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Chat box. One second. I've shared my number. Okay. These questions, I'll send it. Sharing screen is not possible right now. Okay. So any other questions? Differentiation is very important. They may ask you external point of view, difference between controllable cost and non-controllable cost. Okay, and fixed cost and variable cost. Such questions in short base you can expect. And apart from that, they may ask you cost accounting standards. So what are the standards you have like for the classification of cost, for capacity determination, for overheads, the material cost, labor cost, okay, direct expenses, whatever the cost accounting standards are there, that they may ask you. Okay, and one last important content is like essential of a good costing system. Okay, what are the requirements for making the cost accounting system in an efficient manner. Okay, the principles. Here I'm talking about the principles. The basic principles is here it should be suitability should be there. Okay, and here it is this costing system. It is a specially designed system. It is based on the like what you call it as customization. It is specially designed system according to your requirement. And here for this, what is required? Okay, in order to make the costing system successful, like you need to have the support of the executives. And here, uh, uh, like cost of the system. Okay, it is based on the cost of the system, and here it is based on the centers. You have cost centers in the organization, isn't it? You whatever the cost centers are available in the organization, you need to clearly define them. Okay, and here you talk about for better costing principles, like you should differentiate between the controllable cost and non-controllable cost. And here you should differentiate between these two, and there should be integration with the financial accounting part. Okay, and and continuous, and whatever is there should be continuous education system. And whatever the reports you are generating, okay, those reports should be accurate in nature. And here in the costing system, always remember that here unnecessary details should be avoided. Okay, so these are the requirements in order to better functioning of the costing system. Okay, is this clear? Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Like you people have any questions, you can ask me. Again, I'll be joining like at 12 o'clock. 12 to 1 is my class. I'll continue the class. When you'll start the practical problems. That I'll let you know. Let me speak to sir, and then I'll let you know. Okay. Whether practical
Okay, ma'am.
problems are there in the class or not, that I'm not aware of it. Let me speak to him, and then I'll get back to you all. Okay. Or else we will have one session only for the numerical part. Like I'll tell you, I'll explain you how to do the problems. Okay. So already you might be having the textbook in front of you. So
Yes, ma'am.
that I'll do it. Okay. That we will have one class. The last class we'll have that. Okay. Numerical session.
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. And meanwhile, go through the content, go through the book which you have. Okay. And then try to find out the areas which you have not understood. That you can discuss in the class.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma. Okay. And 12 o'clock I'll be joining you. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
ಇಲ್ಲ